Yo, it's overtflow. What's going on, you guys? How are you guys doing today? Bringing you another life story, man. And you guys have been loving these GameStop life stories, so I figured I would tell another one. I don't want to like flood you guys with too many GameStop stories because I do have quite a few, but you guys just been killing it with the love lately, so I figured if you guys want these type of stories, I'll bring you another one. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy the stories or you support me. Let's shoot for 1,000 likes. Check the like bar. If it's not to 1,000 yet, please drop one for me. And I do want to let you guys know that I first told this story on my life story channel, my second channel. It will be the top link in the description below. Go over there and subscribe if you like life stories. This channel right here is mainly like a gaming channel, kind of in a vlog gaming Call of Duty channel. My side channel, my life story channel, is just me talking about lots of stuff that has happened to me throughout my life, and I think it's really fun. It's fun, it's funny. Go over there, check it out, subscribe, drop a like on this video, and let's listen to the story. The worst parents of GameStop ever, bros. The worst parents that you will ever find are, for some reason, just highly attracted to GameStop. I don't know what this is about, but this is a story about a mom that came into GameStop and just did something that I still consider to this day. I consider it kind of a dumb move, kind of a bad kid move, definitely a dumb action, definitely took the L on this one right here. But working at GameStop, you run into all sorts of people, right? You run into weird people, you run into cool people, you run into parents who have no idea what gaming even is, and you run into like just ridiculous people. So one day I'm working there. It was right after Grand Theft Auto 5 had dropped. Grand Theft Auto 5 drops. It was like the first, second day, it was somewhere in the first couple days. This kid comes in and he comes up to the counter and he's like, hey, and this dude was small, man, like he had to be 7 or 8. He comes up to the counter and he's like, hey, I want to buy a game. And I was like, oh, cool, buddy. What are you looking for? You want some Skylanders? Maybe some Dora the Explorer? Maybe a Mario game. Mario's pretty cool. Gets a little bit violent, though, squishing those Goombas. I don't know if you can handle it, my little friend. And he was like, sir, I would like to buy Grand Theft Auto 5. Being the little tiny savage kid that he wanted Grand Theft Auto 5. Of all the games in the room, like he could have any game there, he wants Grand Theft Auto 5, and he's like 7 or 8 years old. So for me personally, I normally never have a problem. Like if somebody comes in and they want to buy Call of Duty, even though it's an M-rated game or whatever, if they're like whatever 14 or whatever it is, like normally you're supposed to ask for the parental consent, and I gotta be honest, I know that I'm supposed to, but if the dude's like 14 or 15, his parents don't care if he plays Call of Duty. So I would just tell him, I wouldn't really be like, oh, bring your parents in here, because that's such a hassle, dude. Like, I don't want to be that GameStop guy where you go in and you're like, he's like, oh, your birthday's not till next month and you're not 17 yet, so go call your mom and bring her in here. Like, what a douche, bro. So I normally don't mind selling you a game if it's obvious that you're like a teenager or whatever. I don't really care. Like, as soon as you hit 13, in my eyes, you can play whatever you want, because most kids, I was playing Grand Theft Auto when I was like 8, so like, I don't have a big deal. I don't have a problem with it. But either way, this little kid was tiny. So I'm like, dude, my manager's right here, and honestly, you're very small. I need to talk to your mom first before I sell you this game, because this is kind of a graphic game. Like, even if you're a 30-year-old adult, Grand Theft Auto is not good for your soul. You're killing hookers and spanking babies and banging girls in strip clubs to get your health back up. Like, Grand Theft Auto is an extreme game, and I don't believe that, like, a 7-year-old should be playing it. So his mom comes in, and I'm like, hi, ma'am, how are you? Your son is very kind, very cool kid, but I do want to let you know, he wants to buy Grand Theft Auto 5, and I will sell it to you if you want him to have it, but I do want to let you know that this game is pretty graphic. Like, it's mostly for adults, just so you're aware. And she's like, oh, it's okay. He's already like 7 or 8 or whatever his age was. He wants the game, so I want to get it for him. And I was like, okay, well, just so you know, ma'am, in the game, you kill people and smoke crack. Is that cool with you? And she was like, yeah, no, it's for him, you know, it's his game, you know, it's just a video game. And I was like, yeah, you're right, it is just a video game, but I do want to make you aware that in order to get some health back, you take a stripper, you put her in your car, and you bang her, and that's how your health gets refilled. Is that cool? And she was like, yeah, that's fine. My 7-year-old can totally have this game. Let me buy that from you. It's alright. You don't have to keep telling me about all the information about the game. I'm going to buy the game. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So I sell it to her. As long as she's cool with it, I'm cool with it. Whatever. Do I think it's the right approach? Not really, but it's cool. I sell her the game. Everything's good. Me and my manager laugh about it like, geez, that's a pretty intense game for a 7-year-old, man. I don't know how to feel about this. So anyways, The next day, like 24 hours later, she comes into my work, right? She comes into the work with the game, gives me the look of like, what are you doing with your life? Brings the game up to the counter, and she's like, I'm returning this game because you sold it to me yesterday. And I was like, yeah, I remember you. You bought it for like your 7 or 8 year old, right? And she's like, yes, you sold me this game. Do you know that when he started this game, the first scene was in a strip club with booties bouncing all up in his face? Do you think a 7-year-old should have this game? And I was like, you know, ma'am, I don't think that a 7-year-old should have this game. You did, though, and you bought it from me. Like I told you, I explained to you in tremendous detail that there's going to be racks on booties bouncing all up in your face as you're doing like marijuana, as you're like killing people on the street. I told you this. I explained this all to you yesterday. And she's like, well, I don't think that you explained it to me well enough. And I also don't think that you should be selling a game like this to little kids. And I was like, ma'am, this game is for adults. That's why yesterday when you came in, I told you it was for adults. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's cool. I understand if you're upset, but you really got to pay attention. These are like, these are games nowadays. And she's like, I don't think they should be selling games like this. Well, it sells a lot, and there's going to be a ton of games, all right? And they're all going to be very mature, so you have to make sure that you buy the right one in the future, ma'am. And like, I was very nice, of course. I didn't want her husband to like come in and hit me with like some pre-owned copies of NBA 2K16 or anything. Like, I didn't need that in my life. So I was very nice, of course, but I was just like, ma'am, you have to understand here. Like, you bought this game after I explained to you. Like, it's serious. Games these days, they ain't no joke. We ain't playing Pong or freaking Super Mario. We're not playing Battletoads here nowadays. We're playing some hardcore-ish up in this piece with some Grand Theft Auto and some Call of Duty shooting people, alright? Take it serious, alright? This is not... Gaming is not just for fun. It's a lifestyle, okay, ma'am? No, but on some serious notes, you guys, she did return the game, and she was, like, kind of upset about it, but she ended up swapping it out and getting some other game. And I just thought it was so funny. Like, dude, I explained this all to you. Like, what great parenting that is. That's amazing. That's amazing parenting. I'm glad that you didn't listen to me at all. But who listens to the GameStop guy? I don't know. I hope that you definitely enjoyed the story. If you did, make sure you drop a like on it. I'm going to try to do another GameStop-like vlog for you guys with my friend. We're going to tell another story. I got something crazy. My GameStop boss actually just found out about my YouTube channel, which is pretty ridiculous. But either way, you guys, we're going to talk about that later. I love y'all a ton. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you check out my second channel if you haven't already. There's a ton of good stories over there. A lot of stuff about like parties and girls and like crazy drug things that happen. Just, it's not a gaming channel. It's for life stories. You can go check that out. Subscribe if you're new here. Tons of videos coming this week. I'm headed to E3 actually, so hopefully we'll have some fun stuff happen there as well. I love y'all a ton. Y'all are absolutely beautiful, man. And thank you all so much for all the support. You guys have been just amazing. I love y'all, and I am over it. And out.